All right, I'm just really happy to welcome everybody. We're going to be doing a 75-minute practice, and there'll be a range of flowing poses, active poses, and deep relaxation at the end. So we're going to start in a restorative pose using your cushion. Just go ahead and lie on your back, and the cushion is like a pillow for your head. And if you're practicing with music, I have a playlist. You can go ahead and get that started. So this will be a passive shoulder opener. Your head is on the cushion, and I'll just give a few gradations of the stretch. So first stage is a cactus shape in the arms. This is a good place to stay if your wrists or your elbows are lifting off the mat. That'll give you room to release with gravity. And if things are pretty flat when you do that cactus, go ahead and put your hands under the pillow, under the back of your head. We'll be resting here as you begin to center in your practice. Your eyes may close or simply relax them. Soften your facial muscles without creating any strain. Begin to deepen your breath. Very easy breathing, full and deep. Let gravity support your arms and also help you stretch gently. As this stretch is activating the upper body, keep the low body in your awareness. Feel your feet, the way your legs lengthen on the mat. See how your breath can connect the upper and lower body. As your inhale stretches through the lower lungs, gently opening the abdomen. Exhale happens in the belly and the chest. And whatever state you find yourself is just right for yoga. It's so natural to feel unrest inside ourselves while there's unrest in our world outside. And we can come to yoga in whatever state of mind we find ourselves in. A few more moments here. See if you can really release your elbows, release deep inside the armpit at the shoulder joint. Relax the sides of the throat and the back of the neck. Two more deep breaths right where you're at. Sweep arms down by your side and just see what you feel. See what's taken place. As we begin to stretch out the legs, option to keep your pillow or just take it out off to the side. Bend the right knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. As you exhale, compress knee to chest and curl up, chest toward the thigh. Inhale, release down, float the knee, Lengthen your arms. Exhale, curl up, squeeze the knee, lift your chest. And inhale, come down. If you want that to be a little more core, just release your arms and use your abs and the front of your thigh to squeeze in. So we're inhaling to come out and exhaling to curl up. Take one more curl on your exhale. Inhale, release the head and straighten your right leg up to the sky. Hold hands around the back of that thigh as you breathe. Circle out your ankle and articulate your toes. I like to add, if you have low back soreness, sometimes in the morning it just takes a little bit to warm up. The bottom leg can be bent with the foot on the floor. As you exhale, bend knee to chest. Inhale, straighten leg, point through toes, and then the heel, pull toes down. Exhale, bend knee to chest. Inhale, straighten, point toes, and then heel. Exhale, bend the knee and relax that leg. Let's stay with that flow. Inhale, point toes, then heel. Exhale, bend knee. Stay on your breath. Please tailor the pace of your movement to match your own breath, not necessarily the way that I move, but the way that you move, the way you breathe. The next time you bend that knee, we're going to play with a core twist. Arms come out to cactus or letter T. As you exhale, bring knee over to the left. Inhale, open to the right. Go as far open as you want. Exhale, curl across. Reach the knee to the left. And inhale, hips to mat, open knee to the right. Cycle side to side. And see if you like to explore, maybe there's kind of a circle to that shape, so you're accessing other muscles around the hip. Exhale as your twist. Inhale as you open to the right. Lay that leg flat on the mat, brief shavasana, deep breath, and see what you feel. Bend left knee, hug hands around that thigh. Rock your hip a bit side to side. We're starting with that little crunch flow. Right leg is straight, pressing forward on the floor. Breathe in. Squeeze the knee to you as you exhale, lift chest. Inhale, come out. Arms might straighten. Exhale, crunch, curl up. So we're just going to stay on the breath like that, moving in and out. For extra core, just hover your arms so you're lifting more with the thigh and the ab muscles. Two more rounds with your breath. As your head comes down, left leg flies into the sky. Straighten that leg. Hands behind the thigh. Roll out the ankle. Both directions. Deep breath. Articulate your toes. Even if they don't move as freely as you may wish, just send some nerve impulses there to help them wake up. This cycle is a sciatic nerve glide, really great for low back, hip health. When you exhale, bend knee to chest. Inhale, straighten the leg, point toes, and then heel up, toes down. Exhale, bend knee, soften that leg. Inhale, straight, knee first, toes, then heel. Exhale, bend the knee. Follow your breath. Fine-tune your movements. So the peak of the inhale is the peak of that lift. End of the exhale, your leg can really relax. 2 more rounds. As the knee bends, we have that twisting movement. Arms on the floor in cactus or letter T. Exhale, twist the knee to your right. Inhale, open to the left. See how much you want to widen and hover that leg. Exhale as you twist, rolling to the side, and then inhale, open up wide. Pull shoulder blades slightly together and press them down as you feel the neck and front chest muscles relax. The movement could become more circular if you like, less linear, more creative as you move with your breath. We have core muscles throughout the body. Inner thigh muscles are definitely core, so see how you feel that activated in this flow. Slowly finish that up and just lay your left leg down. Deep breath to relax and let that sequence sink into your body. Reach arms overhead, full body stretch. Roll to your side and let's come up and have a seat. If you like to be sitting on a cushion, go right ahead. Find length in your spine. Sweep the arms up, palms face each other. Exhale to your right side. Find your breath as you reach. Thumb is pointing back to help open the top back of your shoulder. Let's bend that elbow, reach it back, look up. When you exhale, look at your bottom hand and reach for it. Inhale, bend the elbow, looking up. Exhale, look down and reach down. A few more rounds like this. Bottom shoulder is moving away from that ear as your hips ground down. Make your neck very cloud-like, very soft, not rigid, like a cloud. The next time you reach up, we're going to go right to the other side. Lower that arm, deep breath to reach, exhale to the side. Find your breath flow and take that movement. Inhale, elbow bends, reaching back, look up. Exhale, look down as you reach down. On your breath. And whenever we're taking a flow in this type of class, feel welcome to pause if there's a place that you find within the stretch where you just want to sink in. Listen to that. It's always your choice on how to take your pose. Very cloud-like in your neck, very light. The next time you reach up, bring arms out into a T. Push your palms out to the side walls and make some circles. Tall through the chest, breathe deeply. Stretch fingers wide and really press to open your wrists. Try to make this movement happen not from neck tension, but from shoulder support. Muscles under your shoulder blades and circle the other way. Breathe to your diaphragm, the muscle that is below the lungs. 3 more circles. Pay attention and feel them. Nice. Drop the hands, and we're going to come up into downward dog. Lengthwise on your mat. Starting out in a table, we're going to walk the handprints forward, curl toes under, and reach up. Legs long, lift through your tailbone. Knees one at a time. Notice how the poses you've done affect your downward dog. Breathe through the bottom of your lungs and press your weight out into the pads of the fingers to relieve pressure on the outer wrist. Stretch out into a plank pose. Shift forward. As we breathe here, there are always options like setting knees to earth or elbows to earth. Find your plank and breathe steadily. Mid-ribs lift, inner thighs rise. Use your abs to reduce sway back and open up your low back to the sky. One more inhale. Optional push-up, and then come on down to your belly. Fingers are going to come to the sides of the mat like little tents up on your fingertips. Shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, rise for cobra, lift heart. Exhale, melt down, forehead toward the floor. And just moving like that with your breath. Think of pulling your fingertips like you're trying to bring them all together under your palm, so there's strength building in your hands. We're going to add a twist. So next time you exhale, one shoulder is going to dip down, and you're looking under that elbow. Rise on your inhale, and then twist on your exhale. The movement can be smaller or larger, depending on what your spine feels ready for. The next time you come through center, we're pressing back into downward dog. Option to table or plank on your way there. Take a breath here and transition to the front of your mat. Standing forward fold. With your inhale, rise and stand. Push down through your feet, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands together by your heart. Pause to connect through your feet. Tailbone can soften down. A gentle nod in the chin helps to open the very back of your neck. Place the breath at the center of your attention. One more breath in stillness. We'll take some sun salutes with variations. On your inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, cactus your elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward, touch chair or floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down to the mat. Walk your body back to plank. 3 breaths in plank. Traction low body toward the upper body to lift more at your core. A balance of breath and core. A push-up if you want. And then to the belly. We'll take a few breaths for cobra. This can be a flowing cobra like before, or if you feel ready to hold, feel free to do that. In the cobra, a main focus I bring is upper back strength and relieving low back pressure. A lot of us tend to dump cobra into the low back, causing a pressure point. So I try to really lift with upper back muscles, back of the neck lifting, a nod in the chin slightly. When you exhale, forehead toward the floor. Inhale through table or plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in and out as you come to the front of your mat. walk, hop, whatever you like. Inhale, rise and stand, arms reach, deep breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Find your balance as you breathe and stand tall. Let's take that again, full breath, reach up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, lift the chest. Inhale, straight arms. Exhale, forward fold. And now we're gonna add cactus arms for half lift. Inhale, elbows wide. Exhale, fold. Repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, half lift, strong core. Exhale, lower down. Last round. As you exhale, transitioning into plank. 3 deep breaths. Maybe a little smile. Nice job. Optional push-up, and then to the belly. 3 breaths for your cobra. Sculpt your pose. Either hold or flow. It's totally up to you what works for your body. As you exhale, forehead to floor. Inhale, table or plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale as you transition forward. Exhale into forward fold. We'll play with that half lift as you inhale, halfway up, cactus arms. Exhale, forward bend with a little bend in the knees. 2 more rounds. Next, inhale, stand tall, root your feet as you rise. Exhale, hands together by your heart. Pause to open up your lower lungs. Take pressure off of your brain, pressure off of your mind. Deep breath, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to chair or floor. Inhale, halfway lift. If you like those wings, keep them on. Exhale, down. We've got a standing split with the right leg reaching back. So either hands on floor or chair. Reach and lift through that leg. Try to even out the length of your side waist. Sometimes when we lift a leg, that side gets really long, causing a difference in the low back tone on either side. Try to even that out. 1 more inhale. Exhale, big step back. We're going to do a high lunge, so you're up on the toes of the back foot. Hands are on either side of the foot. I'll also show this chair variation. I have some friends with knee issues, and they like to put the foot beside the chair. So what we'll do is straighten the legs, send the hips back. Exhale, bend the knee, shine the heart forward. On your breath like that, straight front leg. And then bend the knee, open the heart. Find your breath with that movement. See how your spine can respond to the movement. High lunge when you're ready. Bend into the front knee. Bottom knee could always ground if you wish. Arms lift. Open up your breath. Root down through the front heel as low belly draws toward the spine. 1 more inhale. Exhale, shift forward. We're coming back up into standing splits. Hands to earth or chair, lift through that leg, and then forward fold. Feet to mat. Take a moment to relax. Deep breaths in the forward bend. A slight bend in your knees so the spine can unwind. Stand tall as you inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Resting breath. time to simply feel and breathe. Inhale, sweep up, root feet. Exhale, forward fold. We're coming right into standing splits, left leg this time. Reach up. Plant firmly into your right footprint. Feel your pelvis rise as you root through that foot. One hand could always check length of side waist. Is it even? Is there a way you could plug the left hip, the left thigh bone more into the hip joint, evening that out? Last inhale here. Exhale, big step back. We're coming into the lunge. So we're on the ball of the back foot. Begin to open up, bend the front knee. As you inhale, straighten that leg, shift your hips back. Exhale, bend knee, opening the heart. Tap into that cloud imagery for your upper back. See if there can be a lot of lightness, a lot of softness in your upper body as your low body powers down. Remember, we have the chair variation with a foot beside the chair, same flow. Get ready to lift your lunge. Power down into the front foot. Option to drop the back knee as you lift up. Get long with your breath. Sides of the neck melt down as shoulders soften. Keep reaching straight through the arms, up through pinky edge of hands. One more inhale. Exhale, touch the earth. Standing splits, left leg reaches up. Find your breath here. Good work, forward fold. We're gonna linger here. Step your feet just a bit wider. Could be about to the width of your mat as you fold. So here's a fun process in the forward fold. It's like a yes and no. And we do this a lot with the neck, but I'm gonna have us do it through the whole spine. Start with your head. Nod your chin a bit, like saying yes, and then do that little shake. This is actually a rotation, a twist. Just shaking the head no. And really pinpoint your awareness and start to trace from your neck down your spine. I guess down or up, depending on your point of view. But we're gonna go down like through the back of the neck where it meets the top of your shoulders. Do that yes and no. Yeah, bend knees if you need to. And just focus on this really detailed mobility. Yes and no through the upper back, between the shoulder blades. See if you can invite new possibilities of movement through your spine. Whenever you finish all the way to your low back, nice job. We're just gonna take a child's pose. Bend your knees, walk down through table, and then shift back to relax your back. A couple of slower, deeper breaths. I hope you got a nice result from that movement. I just get such a great release in my spine. I hope you did too. Let's come forward and play with a forearm plank. Elbows down underneath the shoulders. Two choices with hands. You could weave them together or plant them flat with your forearms parallel like the number 11. For a knee plank, we're just going to walk our knees back till our spine and thigh bones are in line, or up on your tiptoes, finding that long line through your body. Hug thigh muscles to bone. Lift low ribs and pubic bone toward each other under your body. Let's count 5 breaths and really stay with them, applying your focus. Let yourself change with the pose as your experience evolves. Nice. As you finish your 5 breaths, melt all the way to your belly. Walk your elbows forward and rest your head. So this could be forehead on the hands or a cheek on the hands. Drink your breath through your low back. Find that cloud consistency to your upper back. One more breath resting. Lift the forehead and reach arms behind you. We're going to fly with the locust. If it works on your shoulders, hands could come behind your back and weave together. But if that makes your shoulders tighter, just free up your hands and reach back. Begin to lift up when you're ready. Activate through your feet. Try to lift your thighs off the mat. Lifting the chest up as much as you like. Squeeze shoulder blades together and lift. Pay attention to the balance of lengthening your limbs while you lift them. So lengthening is also important. Gaze will be slightly downward so that the back of the neck is long. One more inhale. Exhale, soften, hands beside the chest, and your choice for how you want to rest. That could be pushing into child's or just staying on your belly. Enjoy a few breaths to open up from that pose. Make your way to downward dog. See what's changing in your down dog. Sometimes it feels a lot lighter after you've been activating your core. Transition to the front of the mat, standing forward fold. Notice any development in the forward bend. Stand up tall, ground your feet, lift your arms. Exhale, hands together by your heart. Release arms by your side, standing in your mountain pose. As you breathe in, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold, hands to floor or chair. We've got that standing splits again. Take your right leg back, reach up. If you're feeling a little like bouncy, maybe you play with a handstand hop. Hands on the floor, just a bit in front of that leg. Nice. We're going to step back into a warrior one. That means the back edge of your back foot is planted down. Might be a little shorter stance than your lunge. Arms reach high in the sky. Settle into your breath, bending into the front knee. Plant into your footprints. All right, take arms behind your back. Either weave the fingers together or simply reach back. We're heading to warrior three. Start with a launch position. Bring your torso forward, keep it really long, and push off the back foot to lengthen forward. So we might use the chair for balance or reach back. Think of becoming like the letter T. Push strength and straightness through the back leg. Nice job. We're going to step into a chair. Right foot beside the left. Bend your knees, sit down. Arms into eagle. First step could be forearms together. Second step could be right elbow under the left. Settle into your breath, and knees could stay together or right knee crosses over the left. Set shoulders a little down the back as elbows reach forward and up. Hands might move slightly away from the face. Nice job. One more breath here. Unravel your arms, step down. Shake it out if you like. Stand in your mountain pose and let the poses sink in. Sweep up, arms high. Exhale, fold. Standing splits, left leg back. Think of reaching long through the heart. Ease back into warrior one. The back foot is about at a 45-degree angle as we bend into the front knee. I've been approaching the pose that we don't have to have the hips rigidly square. We're just orienting forward. If you get like a low back tweak, then you might really want to bring your left hip forward and walk the back foot closer. Take arms behind your back. Either just reach or interlace fingers. Do that the strange way. Strange thumb on top. Open your heart as you inhale. Exhale, launch position. Torso forward. Transfer weight from your back foot to your front foot. Take your time. So we've got a lot of challenge available if you like to keep your hands behind the back or get some support for your balance by using the chair. Spiral the back thigh in to point the pinky toe at the floor. Abdominal support to minimize sway back as the heart opens forward. Good job. One more inhale. Exhale into chair. Match your left foot to your right. Sit the knees low, hips low, arms high. First step for eagle, we've got forearms together. If you like a little more, left elbow under the right. And legs could just stay in chair if that's enough of a balance challenge, or left knee crosses over the right. Drinking in your breath. Smooth inhales, smooth exhales. One more breath in eagle, Garuda Asana. Stand tall, shake out arms, shake out legs. We're gonna come wide on the mat. Reach your arms out and just see if you have clearance from the objects around you for the bear twist. Feet are spaced about 3 feet apart, so you can spiral them. If you watch my back foot, it lifts up to help spiral the whole spine. Let your neck float with the movement, turning into twist. Get some momentum. Slow down naturally and just see how you feel. If you like a drink of water, go right ahead. All right, turn lengthwise on your mat so you're facing the long edge. Stand wide to the side. Turn your right toes out 90 degrees and left toes in just a bit so you've got some support for the back knee. And really the footprints, the way you place the feet, is made to support the knee, so that can always adjust if your knees feel funny or sore afterward. Let's come into side angle. Front knee bends. Shift out over the right knee, forearm on the thigh, left arm alongside the ear with thumb pointing back, palm down. If there's a little space, maybe you shift lower, bring fingertips to the inner ankle. push back through the outer left heel and the ball of the big toe. From that foot rooting, stretch the heart out like those are two endpoints on a rope that's getting longer. And maybe your heart opens to the sky. Nice job. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower that arm. We're just going to shift to the center of the mat. Turn your right toes forward. This is also a place where hands could be on the chair to support your back. Bend into the knees one at a time. Try that little yes and no through your spine briefly. Ground through feet. Activate your abs and rise up. We'll take that pose to the left. Point your toes out. Back foot angles in. Front knee bends, aligning knee above ankle. Rest forearm on thigh. Top arms reaches up. Find the expression of your breath through the precision and integrity in your body. Space on your inhale. With the exhale, there's grounding. Back foot plants down so you get more opening. Option to be on fingertips by inner ankle. Heart continues to open. It's not necessary to pull the top hip back. That's an older cue. For some yogis, it bothers their hip. So just keep reaching through the back foot as you open your heart. One more inhale here. Exhale, float down. We're going to trace that hand to the center, toes forward, and just bend it out. Bend knees one at a time. Ragdoll your back if that feels good to you. We'll take a twist with hands at center. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, float that hand down. Switching sides. Grounded through the feet as you inhale, lift. Exhale to mat. So we have some time here. I'll leave it up to you if you would like to take a couple deep breaths on each side and hold the pose, or if you like to flow side to side. Find the central axis of your spine as tailbone reaches back and the crown of the head, the back of the neck, reaches forward. Let's take one more breath here. Make your way to the mat. Walk your feet in. We're coming to yogic squat. So I'd like to leave a little time if anyone would like to play with the crow arm balance or deepen your yogic squat. A couple steps for the crow. You have a cushion nearby, most likely, so I like to have that for moral support in front of my hands. Crash pad available. A couple quick steps. Hands are shaped like the plank. As we come into the crow, there's kind of like a squatty forward fold. So like half squat, half forward bend. When the elbows bend, they're pointing backward instead of out to the side. And then your upper arm is a little bit like a shelf. So you can put the front of your knees on that shelf and the knees kind of squeeze together for more inner thigh strength. And even just shaping part of the pose is highly beneficial. When you feel finished with that, we're just going to go ahead and have a seat. Reach your arms behind you, stretch the legs out long. Lengthen your chest up and slightly back. A couple options for a forward fold. Bend the right knee This is Janu Shirshasana, where we put the sole of the foot by the inner thigh. And then if that's feeling comfortable and you have no knee issues, I was going to offer this option, which is a half hero. So I'll show that again, where we put the front of the foot to the outside of the hip, and then you would just pull the front of the knee to give some slack. And make sure your knee likes that position. If it's talking to you, just go ahead and shift to the first one. Outstretched foot is active, toes pointing up. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, dive forward. For those of us with restricted hips, I'm going to recommend sitting tall, hands behind you, and push your low belly forward. Push the low back forward. And that should really address the deep hip muscles. So either upright or forward, your choice. One more breath here. Slowly rise up, unwind that leg and shoot it forward. We do have the cushion nearby, just an option to be sitting on that as you set up the second side. So either Janu Shirshasana with foot by the thigh, or this pose has a really weird long name, Triang Mukhe Gapada Paschimottanasana. So that would mean putting the front of the flat foot, like the ankle front of the foot, on the floor beside that hip. As you shape your pose, we could either have the hands positioned behind or reaching forward and out. Each time you breathe in, make the spine a bit longer. Breathing out, find a release as the low back moves forward. Tension softens out of the upper back. Slow, deeper breaths. Allow your body to receive fully from the pose. One more conscious breath. Rise up slowly. Unwind that leg, shoot it forward. Next, we're going to be lying flat on our backs. We're getting set up for the bridge pose. Feet are going to ground down. Walk your shoulder blades under your back, closer together. And I also like to offer, as we do the bridge, if you have a different inversion in your practice that you'd like to do, go right ahead and do that. Plant into your feet. As you breathe in, lift your spine. Hands could stay flat or weave the fingers together under your bum. Activate down through the length of your arm. There might be room to squeeze the upper arms closer together. Check in with your breathing. Use your whole footprint to ground as the hips rise. There's a light weight through the back of the head. I do like to use the upper back to bear more of the weight than the head, so that takes pressure off the neck. It's more of a shoulder standing pose than a neck standing pose. A little squeeze in the glutes without bowing the knees out. Knees stay straight forward. Another breath here. Arms out to the side as you melt your spine down. Take your time. Touch inner knees together, and we'll take the constructive rest position. So knees are propping each other up. Crisscross your elbows over your chest. And if that doesn't quite work, take arms into the cactus shape. So both of these positions are helping to release the shoulders. Feel the breath like a wave flowing through your body. The next sequence is an alligator pose flow. This is one I just learned this week and I found it really helpful. Start with your knees bent like you just came out of the bridge, and then just shift to your side. Arms are going to be straight out in front of you, and your arms are the mouth of the alligator. I'll also mention your head could be on the pillow if that feels more comfortable. When you breathe in, go ahead and open that top arm, reach it back. Your knees might separate a bit, but they're still moving to the right. And then go ahead and reach your left arm, or whatever top arm that is, reach it down and get a moment to really slump and soften your body. And we'll be simply moving like that, opening and then closing. Get a softness, let yourself melt when you close the arms. So this is a movement that's unwinding our spine, helping us to find a deep release in the upper back. Things can be coordinated with the breath or not. Maybe you like to savor part of the movement. When hands come together, make sure you get this nice slump, this deep release. The top shoulder might smush forward just a bit, getting very soft. Take 2 more rounds of that flow. Let yourself relax. Curl up, bend your knees, bend your arms. Let your upper body soften. Find that cloud quality to your neck and upper back muscles. We'll take that alligator sequence on the other side. If you just like to roll over, I'm going to flip all the way so you can still see me. Start in this curled up position where your knees are bent. Head could be on the pillow if you want. Arms are long in front of you. That's the mouth of the crocodile. Open wide, reach back, and then slowly close the mouth of the crocodile. Continue on that flow. And it is natural if your top hip is moving around. That's really normal. You don't have to force it to stay put. The focus of this flow is a very soft and easy movement, releasing tension. When your hands come together, get that moment to really slump. The top shoulder comes forward and you soften. Easy breathing. See what areas you can bring more release into. the junction between the back of your neck and the upper back. Enjoy that slumping moment where the top shoulder comes forward. Two more rounds wherever you're at. Stay curled up on your side. Bend the elbows, bend the knees. Find this moment of softness. Support with your arms as you slowly sit up. Find a seated position. The next pose is a flowing movement for the neck. So from your seated position, the first movement is baby bird. So you're gonna lift your beak up, point your nose up, open your throat, and then drop your chin, lift up the very base of your skull and draw the chin slightly back toward your Adam's apple. And that'll be our movement. Lift the chin, baby bird. And then chin down, back of the neck up, chin toward the throat slightly. A very mindful and slow movement as your breath is flowing. In common neck imbalances, many of us are tight in the front of the throat and also short in the upper back neck area. So feel these areas gently opening. Nothing is forced. Open up the very back of your upper neck with that nod in the chin. One more cycle. From a cross-legged position, push one foot forward. So you have that foot out in front of the other. We're going to simply walk ourselves out to open the hips. Walk the hands forward. You may enjoy a sidewinder like a cobra moving through the desert sand. Your spine could move side to side. Listen to your breath as you release down into the pose. Try to relax fully through the back of your neck. Lift the head and walk your arms in. Trade your legs. Put the other foot out in front. Walk your hands forward and out. And again, there could be this side winding. As you lengthen out, there's a little side to side wave. Seek out the changes, the subtle changes and openings. Sometimes these subtle openings are physical, and sometimes they're mental. Sometimes it's a new possibility or a new perspective that you have on your experience. Slowly rise up. We're heading for Shavasana. I'd like to offer a restorative fish for the first part of Shavasana. So for this, you'd be using your cushion under the shoulder blade area, under the upper back. And there will be an opening in your chest, like your heart is the highest part of your body. Arms may be in a cactus shape or in a capital letter A. As you relax, I'll offer this pose for about 3 minutes and then an option to remove the cushion and just lie on your back flat. Arms could reach up for a full body stretch. Transition slowly, roll to your side first, and then slowly sit up. We'll take the last 3 minutes of our class to practice meditation. Find a comfortable way to sit. And for many of us, meditation comes very naturally after doing a deep relaxation. And if that's your experience, this is wonderful. You'll simply just be here, be as clear and as relaxed as you can, be very present. And it's also fine when you come to meditate if there are thoughts that draw you away from the present. And in this case, what you do is apply a practice. The mantra I'll offer today is Om Namah Shivaya. This means I bow with respect to my inner self. It's a way of relating to the spiritual dimension of ourselves more than any of the limited aspects. And to use a practice like this, you'll be breathing softly and repeating the mantra silently. When you breathe in, you say it one time, Om Namah Shivaya. And when you breathe out, Om Namah Shivaya. And the mantra becomes a tool to help meditate, to help focus here in the present moment. We'll be sitting quietly for just a moment using the practice. Om Namah Shivaya. Close practice with hands together by your heart. Take a breath of gratitude. Let it circulate through your whole system. Consider if there are any practices from our class that really spoke to you today, that you may like to bring these practices to help you center through your day. Thank you so much for making this time and for practicing with all of us today. Namaste.